so as you can see, we got the car in the garage. I don't know why it's so dirty. I'm guessing that it might have rained last night and I just didn't know. We're going to be working on a little bit of a project today. I've been trying to figure out this interior and kind of what I want to do with it for a while. It's kind of one of the main things that a lot of people see and like stands out to them when they look at my car. But if you'll notice, that passenger seat sits really far forward and it sits really high. It sits a lot higher than the other seat. I can't even personally sit in it without it being my head on the roof. So we're gonna make our own seat bracket. I've tried two. I've tried the planted one from Injuku and it was high. And then right now that is the Street Faction engineering one. I've got the Street Faction one on this driver's side and it fits fine. So we're gonna leave that one, but we're gonna make a passenger bracket for that passenger seat today. And then, yeah, so I'm gonna lay that in there. We're gonna kind of weld out. I got enough square tubing to do it, I think. This is gonna be my first time doing like a seat bracket. I've never done it, but we're just gonna figure it out. Can't be that hard. And then, yeah, so we're gonna do that. We're gonna paint it once it's done, and we're gonna put it back in and see kind of how it fits. We'll pull it back out. I'm gonna pull that driver's seat out too. And then eventually I want to start laying down paint in there, or I also have another option, which is going to be to just put truck bed liner in there, and I can do it tinted, so I can do a purple truck bed liner inside if I wanted to, with the same paint coat and everything as mine. So let me know in the comments what you think would look good on the inside. What should I paint the interior? Or should I do truck bed liner on it? So this is what I'm talking about, all this interior part down here. And then this piece also would come off in that painting phase, and I would paint underneath it. Even though you wouldn't see it because it's going to stay that covered white piece there. But as for all this bare metal in the rear as well, truck bed liner, purple truck bed liner, or purple or white paint. Let me know in the comments what you think. I still have no clue, but we're gonna get our square tubing in here and we're gonna start messing with it. Actually, we're gonna get the seat out first. That's the first thing to do. What is wrong with you? Alright, so seat is out. Got that out. That's what it looks like. So much room to work with. So now that I'm looking at this, my goal is kind of just a flat bar there, flat bar there, and then basically just gonna be like two bridges and then maybe a slightly raised post if I have to. Just so that you're not sitting like at an angle like that, you're gonna be flat, you know? So that's kind of the plan. So I'm gonna get the bracket off the actual seat because my plan also is to kind of incorporate this side mount piece. That way I don't have to make anything special for the sides of the seat, because that's gonna be a little bit more difficult than just using the ones that I have. Also, if you have a Z, you're ever working on the interior, this little life hack. Vice grip on that piece there, because those pieces suck and they never hold the door open. So yeah, I actually learned that from Taylor Ray, so don't credit me. But yes, time to get the flat bar in here. I mean the square tubing. No, time to get the bracket off the seat and then the square tubing. The one thing about this piece actually is all of the hardware is aluminum and tends to kind of circle out, like you'll kind of round out the holes if you don't be careful with it. So it's kind of hard to get the hardware off a lot of the time. At least that's what I've heard. And also like the driver's side sucked. So I mean, Street Faction is usually decent, but I was kind of disappointed with that. But yes, we're gonna get that seat off, and then we're gonna get the square tubing in here and start doing some measurements and see what we can do. Okay, just for you guys to get kind of an understanding, this is how low this could potentially be sitting. Give or take like an inch and a half, because I have 1.5 inch tubing. But I mean, look at the way, like, look at all the room that I have to work with. Potentially we could be sitting even lower than my side, which if that's the case, then I'm gonna I'm gonna make one on my side too, because I'm not super high, I'm not touching the roof, but I'm close enough to be like, if I could do this, I'd do it before painting this. But yeah, we're gonna get the square tubing in here. Like I said, all of this stuff, let's see if it focus. All of that stuff on the old bracket, all of that hardware sucked to kind of get out. And yeah, some of it didn't play nice. But it's all out now, so I actually ended up taking the side things off too, because like I said, they were just not being nice to me. I couldn't separate this one from the slider without like stripping these bolts out. So aluminum sucks when you have like aluminum hardware and stuff. It sucks. So I might end up making a run to like Lowe's or something for some steel bolts, because also these are my seat bolts, like to the floor, which I plan on not reusing because these are terrible. I planned on reusing, but the more I look at them, I'm kind of like, eh. Some of them are stripped, some of them are just kind of eh. So I might end up going and getting some new ones, making everything nice, because if I'm doing it now, might as well do it right. You can see it's all chewed up. It's impossible to get these stupid things off. I hate aluminum. I hate it. But I got that one apart. Yes, I had to use that. And then it's time for the other one real quick. And then we can start with the actual fun part. Alright, so I kind of went round and round trying to figure out the different ways that I want to do this. Making measurements. I had one random piece of 1-inch tubing that I kind of just used to see the differences of everything. So we're kind of just gonna do we're kind of just gonna go for it, honestly. Some of this stuff you kind of just have to make a cut and kind of go off that, so we're gonna just do that. We actually don't have as much square tubing as I thought though, so we're gonna have to kind of make sure that we do this right. Okay, so kind of difficult to explain my thought process here. So I'm kind of just gonna tack it. I'm not gonna be welding in the garage like this because I only have 120 volt in here. I'm just gonna tack them in here. Eventually, when I know everything's done, I'll go weld it out in the shop with the 240 volt. But for now, we're just gonna kind of tack it all out in the car. That way we don't have anything pull in a weird way. We know where we're going. I'm not going to record this part. My camera battery is actually low, so hopefully it doesn't end up dying on us in the middle of this. I am going to get cut short today anyways with work, but yeah, we're going to go for it. We're going to start tacking this thing up. I can't really show you like and explain the way that this is going to work until it's tacked, so we're just going to go for it. Okay guys, this is kind of what we settled on. I've got the piece of bar here, right underneath the Street Faction thing, right? It's gonna come up and over, right over the bolt hole. I have it misaligned right now, but that fits right, trust me. And then back here, plate to the side of the Street Faction. Come on, focus. It's not gonna focus. And then right here is the only thing that I'm kind of concerned about trying to figure something out for. Got a couple different options. I just need to figure out which one I like the most and which one seems like it's not going to be too hard to do. It's hot. It's hot outside. It's 1:30. I got like 2 hours till I have to get ready for work still, so probably finish this thing, hopefully. I don't know, we'll see. Oh, and then I had another random idea. What if, well, now it's not gonna fit in there the way I had it, but what if the entire floor was diamond plate, right? And then off the diamond plate, I just, with the diamond plate, I could just powder coat it purple, and then I'd have purple diamond plate flooring, and then I can also underneath that put the I could put sound deadening back in. So that seems like a good idea, except that it's going to be really expensive. But besides the fact that it's going to be expensive, I think it's a dope idea, and I'm very much considering doing it. But we'll see what happens. But yeah, I need to figure out this front left corner, and then after that, you guys saw where it was before, but now it is literally lower than my side. So I am pretty stoked on that. Alrighty, so I was going to go and weld these out, however, ran out of wire. I was using flux, but we're gonna add gas because we have a cylinder now, and this thing does obviously work with gas, so we're gonna add that. We're gonna use regular wire. It's gonna be MIG. Yes, finally, no more flux core. Flux core sucks. So I'll be able to weld these out with a little bit thicker wire, and then also MIG. But that's where we're at. Might pick this back up later. All right, this is my second day working on this. So I've actually been working on it a little bit longer today. I marked all my holes, drilled them, finished welding out all of these. Yeah, so everything is pretty much done. I'm gonna put it back in the car right now and make sure it all works. Some of these welds came out pretty bad, to be honest. Like, you can definitely tell where I stopped, and you can definitely tell where I tacked. So like this spot right here is where I tacked with the flux. This spot right there is where I tacked, and I tacked there too. So I mean, the flux, honestly, it's just terrible, but some of them came out alright. This is a very long pass too. But everything's welded out now, so I'm gonna double check that it fits in the car still. When I was drilling my holes, it's kind of a tip for you guys. Those plates are kind of big, right? You guys saw they kind of go over that hole, and they fit, like, they kind of covered like that much. So I drew a line right down the center, and then marked on top where my hole was. Since I don't have any center punches or anything like that, that's kind of an easy way to figure out where your holes are going to be. So now I'm going to check if it fits. I'm going to pop these off, pop these brackets off, and then we're going to spray them black, let them dry, and reinstall, and then call it a day. Okay, so there's actually a small gap there now. It did kind of warp a little bit in the plane, like this way. So I'm just gonna heat it up and kind of bang it in, make sure it's all level again, and then regardless, it's gonna fit. So I'm happy with that. I'm gonna pull it off, then I can bang it out a little bit better too, and then I will paint it. And look how low that sits. I didn't even show you guys, but I'll show you when I have everything back in, just how low it sits. I mean, even right now though, you can tell it is just as low, if not even lower than that driver's side. Actually, that looks really good. So I'm gonna actually weld this on here. It's gonna be like for the harnesses to attach to the side of the seat bracket. Probably not the safest way. I really don't know what this like actual thing is that they do, but that's what we're gonna do. Alright, so I just spray painted them. I literally did 0 prep on them, so hopefully they come out good. Honestly, it doesn't bother me if they don't, because they're just a seat bracket. But as of right now, they actually do look pretty good. So pretty stoked on that. You see a little Street Faction sign. That's funny because it's not even their thing. Well, it is. It's their seat to bracket mount. That was terrible. I didn't even point to it. Seat to bracket mount. But I didn't even use their bracket because it sucks. So, yeah. Alright guys, that just about wraps up the video. Got this thing all up in there, fully bolted down, and it is solid. See, it does sit actually about an inch shorter than the other side. Very happy with it though. I wanted it as low as possible and as far back as possible, and I feel like I accomplished that pretty well. Let me just show you exactly how low it is. See how low it is. I am 6'4", 6'4", and oh gosh, I'm so sweaty. That's why I'm cutting this short before I even like set up all the. I didn't even drill the holes yet for the harness, so there's no seatbelt right here now. No one's gonna be in here anyways. But I can touch the floor, not even leaning over. Oh, I guess I have to lean over a tiny bit. But man, I've got like 4 inches on top. Super comfortable. So much room right now. I'm super stoked about this. So definitely kind of proud of myself. It's the first time I've ever actually done like a full all me fabrication project. I've done a couple small things, but I've always had help. And this is the first time that I've really done it for myself. Alright guys, it has been a very eventful couple days. If you follow me on TikTok or just social media in general, I'm sure you saw I got my windshield smashed in by some lady while I was on a delivery. Basically, short story is she thought that I was going too fast. I was going to be somewhere between 17 and 20. If I was going too fast, I'd admit that. I was not. She came up to the car right after I delivered the pizza. I sat back in the car. I actually had my friend with me, which it just happened to be like that. Anyways, I had my friend with me. She walked up to the windshield. She walked up to this side and put her left hand here, and her right hand smashed twice right here. 1, 2. First impact did nothing. Second impact spiderwebbed the entire front windshield. As you can see, I had got it replaced, and on top of that, I actually got new molding. And by new molding, I mean I got molding. I never had molding there, so that's nice. Essentially, what ended up happening was, I had to call the cops. I got $400 from her. Since I know the guy that fixed my windshield, since I know him, I was able to get it done for $200. So I got it fixed. I got it replaced, and I got the money. So basically, I pocketed $200 and I got a new windshield. So yeah, that's what has been going on. That's why I have not uploaded this video yet or even shot the outro. But quick update on what happened with this. I ended up needing new hardware. I got new hardware. And I actually, if you'll notice, this is a nut instead of a bolt going down. What I ended up doing was sticking a bolt up through the hole and welding it in there. That way I can just slide the seat right down onto it and then tie in a nut over the top of it. So that's pretty simple. Now I can just do that. It's a little bit easier for me. And I'm really, really, really happy with how this came out. It sits nice and low. The only flex in it is the fact that it's NRG, and they're kind of, that's all it's flex from the seat. None of it is from that actual bracket. I just got some new sheet metal over here that I'm going to be putting in. So this is what the next couple days are looking like for me. I've got this sheet metal here, and finally, guys, I made the decision. We're going to go with this Raptor liner, which is going to be a truck bed, what do they call it? Like bed liner type thing. So I'm going to be putting that on the inside. But first, with the sheet metal, what I was saying is this whole area is recessed and a little bit here. So I'm just going to be filling that over. That way the whole thing's flat. And then I'm going to be plugging up these holes with the rest of the sheet metal with the welder. And yeah, also on the other side real quick. It is going to be raining the next 2 days too. So it's kind of like, I'm just going to bite the bullet. I'm going to deliver pizza in the truck. I'm just going to get this thing going right now. I'm supposed to be taking a trip down to Sacramento with my girlfriend on either Tuesday or Wednesday. And it fully depends on how fast I can get this done. Today is Sunday, so as you can see, this seat is very, very poorly just welded straight to the floor. That is horrible. I don't. Not only do I not trust those welds, but I just don't trust the way that that's done. I don't like the way that it's done. I can't even remove the seat right now unless I move it, unless I take it from this piece right here. So what I'm actually gonna do right now is I parked this thing. It's gonna be staying here for the next, I don't know, week or so while I'm doing this, and I'm just gonna cut this out. I'm gonna cut the seat out, and then I'm gonna do the same thing that I did on that side. I'm gonna stick a bolt up. That way I just have hardware, that way it can come in and out easier. I'm also gonna weld another little piece right there that I had on that side where I had this mounted, because I really don't know, I don't like that where it's mounted, so we're gonna do the same thing on that side. And then this also here is going to be filled. It's also recessed is what I'm saying. I'm gonna fix that, and then we're just gonna go from there. So that's what the next couple days look like for me. There will be a video on all the Raptor liner and the bed liner and just fixing the floors and everything. But that's it for this video. Seat bracket came out really good. I'm really happy with how that came out for myself, being the first time I've ever done something like that. And yeah, I appreciate you watching. Thank you for subscribing if you do. If you don't, stay tuned. Subscribe, start your notifications, whatever. It'd be cool to have you guys be a part of this. It is fun working on this thing. I don't know if you guys will like the videos of just working on the car like this or improving the car like this, but if you do, follow. I do a lot of stuff on this car. I'd love to make more videos. I don't have another track day planned yet. The next one that I know of for sure is going to be November 4th. So it might be a little while, but I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff to the car before then, so stay tuned. Subscribe, like the video. Thank you for watching.